Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Super duper.
I already asked you that, didn't I?
Right now, no.
Oh, I forgot.
Usually you always start with the hello, sir, and that's the cue. That's like the big.
I know. I'm so predictable. I always have my same thing. And when I see people in real life, it's like, hey, how's it going? Always, all the time.
I get it. I do like that you provide a bit more reverence when you greet me. That's nice.
Yes. I liked the movie last night.
You didn't think you would, did you?
No,
But
well,
it's
I
pretty
wasn't
good.
sure. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it was good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Old, but good.
What was it? Lucky,
Lucky number 11.
lucky number 7. Yeah, it was a good one. I like movies like that.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
Kind of under the radar when it came out, but it was decent.
Cool beans. So, what's shaking?
Think world.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm driving across the city.
Isn't it like 14 games in 10 days or something?
Like that. And as soon as we get back, we got to jump the car and go north while you go south.
Well, souther, but it'll still be like northern states. Detroit,
South of us.
yes, and Wausau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But so I thought I would just build off of what we talked about before from the article that you had just about, well, and I was talking about the hunters and gatherer sort of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking at one of the pieces, actually, this came up. I did a workshop a couple of nights ago about how we need to get our kids more independent, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is always an ongoing kind of discussion. And one of the things is doing stuff around the house. So we can call it chores, but it's even just like them wanting to help,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I think I might have talked about this example last week. I can't remember or not, but how in like the Mayan culture, kids will wake up, even if it's the holidays, and they'll just see, oh, the dishes need to be done. So I better go do that. Oh, mom needs help. So I'm going to go do that, which in the Western world, that doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. And so parents were asking me like, well, how do we do this? What if they don't want to? Because then we're fighting and it's a fight, right? And so um, if you're young, well, I guess I was just going to already jump into the answer, but I guess I got to ask.
Yeah, if you want
how
to,
can we
feel
start?
free. If you want to hold a presentation, I'll listen.
Well, no, it's just we're in a rush, so we only have a short period of time
today. This is not happening in a half an hour that we have between events. Not at all.
No, so I was just going to kind of get to the chase. But how would you say, just to foster cooperation, in kids so that it's looking at the value of contributing and supporting and watching out for people in their family who might need help rather than needing to be asked?
Yeah, I think it's funny you're asking me a question that I don't have an answer to after almost 18 years. It's interesting because there's two parts to it, right? Like I think there's the internal piece. I think there's the family unit and what you and I try to get done. And I've tried, I'm not super successful a lot of times because I revert to old habits, but I try to avoid saying chores as much as possible. For no other reason than it denotes a negative context. It's a chore. You have to do it, right? And I try and talk more about what we just need to get done to get the house kind of taken care of, right? And we've talked before about just explaining to the girls what needs to happen to make the house run, right? Like it's not about they owe us. It's not about we owe them. It's a lot of work to keep this house running and to keep it clean and livable. We don't put a ton of pressure on the girls about their personal space.
I showed a picture of Willow's bedroom.
Of one of the children's bedrooms. That's not rude because she doesn't like us talking about it.
One of the children's bedrooms at the presentation that I did, the parenting presentation. I will never show that picture again.
I'm going to use the word aghast to describe the parents' reaction.
It really was. Yeah. And like definite judgment on me. My lesson was it's not that big a deal. If it's not affecting you and you can close the door, it's not that big of a deal. And I bet your kid's room isn't as bad as mine.
Hmm.
So let it go if I can let my girl. So that was it. It was trying to like parents being like, oh, okay, my kid's room isn't that bad and maybe I should let it go. No, it was full on judging me
Hmm.
of how bad of a parent I am. And
But
how could you let that room get like that? And what are you teaching her by letting her
that's
get
a
that
great
room get
example.
that?
That's a great example of what we
Mhm.
talked about before, where this is a perfect example of parents creating their own problem that they can't get out of, right? Like I had a conversation with one of the children who will not be named um, this morning, where I just basically said, "Hey, you got to do something about that bathroom, right? Her bedroom, don't care. It's not my jam. I don't like it. Doesn't keep me up at night because it's frankly, if there's something rotting in her room, it's affecting her, not me. But when I can't get the door to the main hall bathroom open because of all the stuff that's jammed in behind it, that's an issue, right? And that was more a conversation around, hey, you remember when you asked for us to redo that bathroom and we did, and the one caveat was you got to take care of it. And I said, that's not happening. So you need to live up to your end of the deal, which is you need to keep it clean and you need to keep it usable by other people, or else you don't get to have exclusive rights to it anymore. All that stuff that's yours can go in your bedroom, right? And I didn't go to this point. Like it wasn't trying to be a lecture, but that to me is the end result. If you can't prove that you can take care of it on your own, fine. It becomes back part of the communal pool and we all get to use it and your stuff is out,
Mhm.
right? I hope it doesn't come to that, but that's the only time that I would really put parameters on it because it does affect us.
Right.
If we have guests over, it affects them, right? If guests are over, they don't have to go in one of the children's rooms. They can avoid it, right? And it is just about explaining the effect it has on others. Like, and do I think it'll change things? No, probably not. It's going to be another conversation. It's going to have to be a continual conversation, but it's one that in that instance, it's not about me like to the parents judging you of, oh my God, how can you let that happen? Well, that is a hill I'll die on because it again, it affects the broader group. So to me, that's a conversation that needs to happen. I don't need to climb a mountain to get her to pick stuff up off her floor. I don't care if it sucks that she can't find anything. I don't care if her clothes are, I don't care. It does not affect me.
Yeah.
The lesson I'm trying to impart is that you have an impact on others if you don't hold up your end of the bargain.
Right.
Right. And so that to me is a bigger conversation. And in terms of looking for ways to contribute it without being told, if anyone listening to this has an idea on how to do that, please write
I
into the
have
show.
ideas. I do have ideas.
Oh, I would love to hear it because I'm I struggle. We've talked about this before, right? There are daily things that need to happen that it is a shock to them when we remind them, hey, you didn't do that yesterday. I need you to do it. Oh, I didn't realize the dogs use the bathrooms every day. I had no idea that that's a thing, right? Like those things get under my skin and I try and ignore that. But so yeah, I'm open to whatever you think we can do there.
Yeah. Uh, just with the bedroom thing, there are natural consequences that I know that bothers her. She hates it, and
Hmm.
it always feels so good when she cleans it.
Hmm.
And she doesn't have friends over because she's too embarrassed. She actually went so far as to have a play date at grandma's house last week
Yep.
because she didn't want a friend over. So, but it is challenging for her. So the big thing is, I mean, there's a period of time where all toddlers, so there's a period of time in every child's development, and this is universal across the world, they want to help, right? They want to, and they'll be grabby about it. They will grab the spoon out of your hand because they want to do the mixing or whatever it is that you're doing.
Hmm.
And somewhere along the way, we Westerners kind of crushed that. Other populations and other cultures who aren't really Westernized really promote that helping, right?
Hmm.
And that, so it's instilling that value from a very young age. And so that's what I was going to start saying at the beginning. If you've got young kids, and I know we've talked about it before, let them do the thing. Let them clean up, even if it's still a mess. Just let them clean up.
Yeah.
Don't go and clean up after them because they need to know that they're being helpful. Even if at this age, we know that toddlers aren't being helpful. They're just making more of a mess.
100% they do.
They slow everything down,
100% they do.
but they want to. And so we need to fuel that, right? It's not until, we say, no, 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 you're too little, you're too little. And then all of a sudden we're expecting them at 10. Well, we've crushed it,
Yeah.
right? Like it's too late. We've closed that window. And so now it's a nag and a drag, right? So it's really at those young ages, really letting them be involved as much as they can. If it is super dangerous, if it is super whatever, maybe there's things that they can be doing. But I would say, danger, even like being around the stove. We've given the example of
Mhm.
Willow cooking it too, right? And she burned herself, but only once. And so I think we've done good with certain things like cooking. She will cook. We don't have to cook very often because one girl will cook a lot,
Yes.
right?
The other girl has cooked recently, which is nice.
More and more. And so it's not lost hope if you've got older kids. And I've started bringing up this value of cooperation. And so right now it's little favors, right? Hey, go get. And it's interesting because I know we had a conversation years ago about gopher,
Hmm.
right? Like go get my phone, go get this,
Hmm.
go get that. And how kids were just feeling like gophers. But I think there is a piece of that. And knowing that it's not just busy work, we've talked about this too, really important contributions that they're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, can you help me? Well, you did it. I mean, we talked about it on the podcast before about Willow backing the side by side off the trailer, right?
Hmm.
Maya painting the front room, Maya helping me recently with the frames. But it are all those little drops. And so I've been doing it with Maya. She's been sort of my experiment and it has been going really well.
Hmm.
Just these little favors that are just helping me out and taking on bigger and bigger things. Like one night it was just going to be one little favor, but she did end up making dinner and cleaning up dinner.
Yeah.
Right. And so we do want to, from a young age, get them to be looking out for help too. And so we could be teaching that. Right now, that one I'm still kind of working on. How do we watch out for?
Yeah.
But I think it's like, yesterday would have been really good. What before, because we're all looking forward to do family movie night,
Hmm.
right? And I probably could have capitalized on, let's take a look around. What can we do so we can get down to family movie night a little bit faster? And so I think it's a little bit of those conversations too. What can we, like, let's have a good look. What can we all do to hang out tonight
Hmm.
a little bit faster, right? And
Yeah.
so it's kind of asking those open-ended questions. So those little favors so that they're feeling. And the one day that I was doing it with when I started, she was down in the pits, was very stressed out. But I started asking these little favors, and she was like bubbly and engaging and talking, and like, because she was contributing. Kids do want to help, they really do, but we just crush it. So it's just opening up those invitations. And it is sort of open ended. It's not a demand, go do your chore.
Or go get me this. Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I just need a hand,
Yeah.
right? And so, oh yeah, for sure, let me come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's when it turns nagging. And so it's just sort of that value. How do we sort of live and share that value of cooperation and supporting each other? And one thing I was thinking of, maybe it's not set chores. It's just like, okay, it's family movie night. These are the things that need to get done, right? We've got to pick up dog poo. We got to get the dishes put away. We got to, wipe the counters and sweep. What does everybody want to do?
Yeah.
Right. So then there's that kind of piece. There's some work that needs to be done. What can we do so we can go watch the movie?
Is it appropriate when it's asked to as a general question for that, like in that way, for me as an adult to say I want to watch the children work and let them do it all? Is that appropriate?
Well, I don't know, for fostering the value of cooperation. But even I put Maya's dishes away
Hmm.
yesterday, I think it was. Just I needed the space. And she totally put Willow's dishes
Yeah.
away. Like she was open, because it was that cooperation. Well, those were my dishes and those are her dishes. No, like she was seeing when we can, we're all sort of chipping in. And so I think that can be really helpful too.
Yeah, no, I like that approach because yeah, it seems like when it gets to be a challenge, is when we turn it into a chore, right? And so that does circumvent that and just say, hey, there's a lot of stuff. Here's the priority things. Who wants to do what, right? How can you guys chip in and do whatever? And you're right. I do find it a lot of times it's not as big a deal then. But it is for me. It's a good reminder because I tend to get, especially busy weekends or coming out of a week that's busy and trying to just get through. It's more task oriented. I got to get this stuff done. This needs to be done. This needs to be done. This needs to be done. It's a good reminder to me to try and take a breath or take a beat to make it more collaborative as opposed to, hey, we got to get home. We got to get our stuff done. Right. So that's interesting. That'll be something that absolutely I can try and take a look at. Yeah, and it is for me, it is about trying to find some opportunities for them to chip in a little bit more, right? Like, and little stuff. Like I don't, and this is small, but I don't get my skate sharpened anymore, right? That was it's a pain,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're busy and you got to go and you got to run across town, you got to drop it off, you got to go back pick it up. She's willingly been like, yeah, I'll take care of it. Right now, it didn't get done, and she played her first game on dull skates, but that's on her, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so it is trying to find some of those opportunities where they can take a bit of accountability as well for stuff that isn't monumental.
Well, and those are things that like she will be motivated to have sharp skates
Yeah.
for her game. And so when they're motivated, it's stuff that they want. Those are perfect opportunities for sure. And I think we have been good. Like I'm just thinking of, when we close up the cabin, I didn't do it this year because we never really officially closed up the cabin yet.
Yeah, that's an October 23rd thing, apparently. Not that
But
this is happening in a specific date or time, but
yeah,
that's the
no,
average
no,
rate.
no.
Yeah.
But normally I would have a list, right? And we're just going through the list and checking it off. So no one's keeping track of who's doing what. We just know whoever's does it, they cross it off.
Yeah.
And
And
so
the
there's
faster
not,
we get the list done, the faster we get to chill and drive home.
yeah, because then it's like, well, I did three things and she only did two. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't any of that. And actually, at our holiday party, we have a holiday party every year. I often do that, right? Jobs like cleaning all the outside of the
Mhm.
cabinets in the kitchen because I don't know, they're just gross. And so I make that list. And again, they're usually really good. So, I mean, that could be a way, at least in our house. It might be experimentation, but I think starting young, building that value, right? And then now like it's finding those ways. And I do find even like Saturday morning chores, they don't get done if I don't do mine. Like today I had to do some other things and like nobody's making a move to do their chores. But as soon as I do mine, then I am sort of modeling that. And I usually don't have to say anything because
Yeah.
they'll just say, oh, I'll use the vacuum after you
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
those types of things. So I do think it's worse when they have to do it and they feel like they're the only ones doing it at
Mhm.
that time. So
Yeah.
anyway,
It
just some
must it
ideas.
must suck to be the only one that's doing stuff around the house.
I just remembered I've got chocolate up above my head,
What?
and I'm very excited to open it.
Gentle listener, you just saw an absolute peek behind the curtain of our life right there.
Well, I've been good because I thought of it right at the beginning when you were talking.
Professional Caroline is on the shelf. Excited chocolate Caroline is here to eat treats, apparently.
Well, I just ate like half a jar of peanut butter, and then I'm like thinking of chocolate. But hey, I waited till the end. I didn't do it in the middle of when you were talking
I
because
appreciate that.
that's when I thought
Thank
of
you
it.
for prioritizing me over chocolate.
But now I need to go have chocolate with peanut butter.
All right. Anything else on this topic that you'd like to share? Any wisdom?
I think that's it.
Short and sweet, just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Good day.
Enjoy your chocolate.
Thank you.